Mr. Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles.
Governing Council for the State University, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, and in your magnanimity, I hereby present to you, and in your passion to education, the people who you choose, among others, to steer this ship. They are here before you with some members of staff of the university for this inauguration.
In Anambra State, we've got probably, I was just trying to count it a minute ago, probably more than 10 tertiary institutions, universities, colleges of education, universities owned by the federal, state, and by, private universities, missions and private individuals. Then you've got polytechnics, federal, state, mission, colleges of education, colleges of health sciences, and so on and so forth. But for us, as a state government, the Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University is the apex tertiary institution owned by the Anambra State government. And so it is really a great pleasure to welcome all of you. I will think once we inaugurate the council, then we know the officers of the council, chairman and so on, then I will recognize all the other recognitions yet to come. But let me first say that it is a great pleasure to have these men and women, but those from the university representing the congregation and the Senate, and our eminent sons and daughters of Igbariam who have accepted this onerous duty. It's a historic one, I must say, onerous one, because when I say onerous and heavy, maybe we'll say a few things about that. But my speech will be in two parts. The first is to I was expecting the Honorable Commissioner to have read out the terms of reference of the Governing Council before we inaugurate that, but I think I can do both. And without wasting much of your time, the terms of reference for the Governing Council of the University as now on Part 3, subsection 15.3 of the Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University Law of 2014. It's quite a very long one, very long list of what to do. Basically, it's what it is. I won't go into reading all of that. There's a long 3 pages of functions, or terms of reference, or functions of the Governing Council. Put it all, is summed in the name, the council that governs. So we know the Governing Council of the University. And I will maybe make a few statements after the formal inauguration. And with the names already listed out, if I may ask all the names of the members who have been listed out to please, if you can kindly stand. I would like to say, no ceremonies, the Council of the Chukwuemeka University, the Governing Council, is hereby inaugurated. Please, have your seats. You have a humongous task ahead of you. As I was rereading the terms of reference a few hours ago, I was just shaking my head and saying, this is really it. That's really governing council, and you are going to govern as it were. And given the state of universities in Nigeria, university education in Nigeria generally, and then we come down to state universities, and then to the other university levels. And given the challenges of the times, the 21st century, and fast pace in this digital age that we are in, world of the fourth industrial revolution, and the kind of educational system that is fit for purpose for the times that we live. And vis-a-vis where we are, we look at the baseline of where the university is and where we need to be. I've said that the primary challenge you have, and that's why I said big commiserations, is really to work hard in regenerating, reinventing, reconfiguring this university to be fit for purpose. To regenerate the university to be fit for purpose. For the times that we, not only for the time that we live, but for the times yet to come. We must see the global trends and where the world is heading. Vis-a-vis where we are. Are we preparing our children to be able to capture and dominate that future? That's our tertiary institution. That university needs to be known for something, or for some things. It needs to carve out its own unique identity. In the milieu of universities everywhere, every nook and cranny now is university. But what is it? Somebody were to, in the next 2-3 years, mention the Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University somewhere in Tanzania, somewhere in Chile, or somewhere, somebody what will be the brand? What will this university be known? Today, tomorrow, and the day after. In other words, regenerating, reinventing this university to be fit for purpose is quite an onerous, very, very huge task, especially in the context of the challenges we face in the country, challenges we face in the world, economic challenges as well. I know for sure that part of the challenges of the university is that of fiscal sustainability. Fiscal sustainability. How does it survive and thrive, compete and dominate with the minuscule resource base, which needs to grow? What are the skills? How do you attract and retain the best of talents? The university. What does the university offer the world? So there are all manner of quite huge questions. I can speak to this because that happens to be that's my own home, the university. And so when I talk about it, I can talk about it from now till the end of the day. And I feel very passionate about this university. My initial thought when I assumed office was actually to send a visitation panel to the university. Among other things, people think of visitation panel as one to go and find faults, to go and find what was done wrong. I was going to send a visitation panel just to help us think through the questions I just raised a moment ago. Where are we? Where are we headed to? Are we moving in the right direction as set out in their founding documents? And even within the context of the founding documents, even to review all of this and to see whether even the direction set out in the founding document is the right direction in the context of where the world is going. you know. So that was part of what we are going to have that panel to help us think through and to come up with some fundamental suggestions as to how we might reinvent or regenerate the place, you know, to be, in my view, fit for purpose for the 21st century and beyond. Because we need to lay the foundations today, as it were. So, when I say commiserations, I think that's very appropriate because I can say the enormity of the challenges that you have ahead of you. But I'm really looking forward to that university becoming one of the shining, if not the leading light in our tertiary educational system in the country. Once more, great congratulations. And let's get to work. What I want to assure you is that I'm here. So far as I sit here, I have my 101% commitment to that university. I will support the council in whatever is feasible, in whatever way. If I need to make calls, if I need to put in this, if we where we need to write a check subject to our own resource constraints, we will do so. Where we need to think, where we need to brainstorm, where we need to get on, let's get it done. But with the team that we have here, I have absolute confidence under the leadership of Professor Odumegwu. I have no doubt, and with the eminent men and women that populate this council, I think we couldn't ask for anything one better. You can see the variety, backgrounds, and the interest. When you back California, let's get the job done. Those of us, I was teasing you the day I visited the university that I was addressing the staff. Accepting to do this job for our people and for posterity. Thank you very much, and God bless.
The Vice Chancellor and management and my colleagues on council, thank you ever so much for extending to us the privilege this morning. And indeed, as you have rightly said, the privilege to serve. Because service is, always is, a privilege. Can I also thank in particular our colleagues joining us virtually. My big brother, AIG Ezike, and who is actually joining us from beyond the shore as well. And most especially to Honorable Commissioner for Education, who is here in multiple capacities. You know, destiny kind of has a way of playing funny games with us. 5 years ago, Mr. Governor, I believe, at least 3 of us in this room were together at the university. Yeah. You chaired the moment. Her Excellency Ian was there, and it was the first Founders Day lecture. I had the rather difficult task, having just been offered moments before that to do that lecture. Nobody could have predicted that it was an audition for this moment 5 years later. But it's also the case that destiny inflicts all manner of coincidences on us. We're just about to enter the Silver Jubilee year of the university. And this is the 10th year of the adoption of the revised law establishing the university, the first one having been made in 2000. So there are all manner of landmarks here and all manner of coincidences that, in my view, are not just happenstance. They offer a moment for thinking, for inspiration as well. And speaking of inspiration, the university law, the COU law of 2014, has some very inspiring lines. Section 4D, obviously the law establishes the university as a research university. And that's a mandate we've got to take very seriously. But Section 4D in particular, and Section 4E and F, just speaking to your point, Mr. Governor, about regenerating, reinventing, and reconfiguring the university. 4D says that the university shall stimulate, particularly through teaching and research, interest in and appreciation of the African cultural heritage. 4E requests the university to promote the social heritage of the state. Let me repeat. Promote the social heritage of the state. We will take that seriously. We will fight for it. 4E, to stimulate and sustain interest in agriculture. We will count our blessings, we will count our assets. And one of the blessings the university has is the vast expanse of land. In a state that's just about 4,800 square kilometers, we sit on the biggest landowner in Anambra State, the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. That will count. And in this respect, Mr. Governor, I'm very grateful for your offer of over 100,000 seedlings to the state, to the university, to begin to actually put this in motion. Talking about the social heritage of the state, it makes common cause with the name of the university, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University. That is a point of contact for two things. One is enterprise. The first billionaire from Nigeria was who? Soludo Odumegwu. That there is enterprise. And the university has got to find inspiration in that story of enterprise. The second is Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu himself, the son of Soludo, who, with a master's degree from Oxford University, went to enlist as a soldier in Ghana and spoke the language much better than his commanding officers, so much so that they were afraid of making him an enlisted officer. And so they chose to commission him, to send him to be commissioned as a soldier, as an officer. And he embodies a story of humility, of enlightenment, of courage, and of leadership that in this part of the world we've got to take very seriously, because in that story also is memory. And the university has got to embody those two, in my view, those two missions and stories of enterprise and memory. And do it in such a way to infuse dignity, sustainable dignity to our people, starting with making dignity a project for itself and for its students and staff. And in that journey, there will be a need to emphasize standards. The current Vice Chancellor, the acting Vice Chancellor, has already started with that, instituting a mission embodying a triangle of visibility, viability, and values. Madam, do I say that right? Visibility, viability, and values, which in my view embody precisely the challenges that Mr. Governor has articulated this morning. I don't think, and none of us has any illusion that all of this will be done in the tenure of one governing council or two or even three. But we can elevate our gaze. We can help the university elevate its gaze. We can help to foster some modest foundations. We can help to begin to set metrics. And we can help to raise ambitions. And so, on behalf of the Governing Council, we will be humble in our methods, unapologetic in our ambitions, and relentless, absolutely, utterly, ridiculously relentless in the drive. We will seek a bargain with the state government. We will seek to reach a bargain with the state government under Mr. Governor, that if we can deliver on the parts that we can as the Governing Council, we will also be asking the state government to help to elevate the university. And in doing that, as we discussed, Mr. Governor, earlier this week, one priority we will seek, believe it or not, colleagues, will be rest and leisure. Dignity, they cannot find. Because what teachers give and what a university gives is is culture. It's a culture of enlightenment. To do that, Article 24 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights says what? We're entitled to rest and leisure. A university without recreation, anyways, staff club, students club, badminton court, tennis court, table tennis, lawn tennis, we will have to address basic rest facilities in the school. Today, we will begin that project of rest, leisure, building a community, because when you go to a university, if you don't foster a community, there's a challenge. So today, we will begin that project. The second one is environment. And I'm glad the university is launching a very ambitious project of tree planting. Colleagues, let's agree to create the most beautiful campus south of the from nature, in the heart of Anambra State, the light of the nation. Let us build the most beautiful campus. Right now, the most beautiful campus in the world is probably Stanford University. It's actually out of nature. Anybody who has gone to Stanford campus, it is trees everywhere. Trees everywhere. If you go to Stanford, it's so beautiful. If you don't end up brilliant, if you didn't go there brilliant, you end up brilliant. And we can foster the same thing. So every student will have to commit to planting at least 5 trees before they leave the university. 1 for each year. If it is a 4-year program, 4 trees. 5-year program, 5 trees. If you fail, you plant another one. We would want to build, our ambition will be to build a university that is co-owned by everybody. Not one from which we take away things without giving back. We will not be there when those things begin to ripen. Many of us will be manure, others will be fossil. That is part of the story of life. But as you can see, we share the passion of Mr. Government. That passion is what we are going to try to infuse in the university. Will there be mistakes? There will be mistakes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Will there be errors? There will be errors. We will learn together. As long, because the university is a learning environment, let us all commit to learning together. This will not be fixed by outsiders. If I be fine a mellow one, if I be fine a mellow Alibo, Magadine Alibo Dimma or the Olendi Alibo Adirapanimo, can you? As Mr. Governor therefore said, let's get to work and trust God to help us realize this dream. May Lord Almighty bless our state, bless our country, and may Ali ultimately prevail.
Thank you.
What you got there, and this recreation thing, You know, when I visited, when I saw the students, we did talk about that their students as well.
You know, vibrant young man, and from his speech today, we have very great hopes for our university. This is a time for us to sit up, a time for us to reinvigorate our university and ensure that we are actually going towards those values that we want to create, the 3 V's of the university administration: values, viability, and visibility. We're excited today, and with somebody like Ojukwu there, you know, someone like Kengo Maulo, all of them there, the Igwe of Omo, and I mean, it's just a brand that we are producing. You know, we are rebranding our university with this crop of great men and women who are part of it.
Thank you very much.
High Chief, Sir Dr. Christopher Kengo Maulo, the chairman of the Inaugurates.
Okay, seeing you here at Government House, what brought you here?
Okay, what brought me here today, as you can see, we are newly inaugurated Council of COOU Executive Government. Just finished the inauguration. That is why we're here today.
Okay, what assurances are you giving the government and the people of Anambra State to reinvigorate the school?
The assurance, as you can see, we are about moving to the university because we want to start work, we want to start doing our duty immediately. So we are moving to the university to see things by ourselves and get started. And we believe that when we start, the Anambarians will see the difference. Because we have articulated a number of things done in the institution, a number of things ranging from new innovations, trying to make sure that students there are comfortable, creating an enabling environment for learning, and also, as you can see or hear from our chairman, we talked about recreation, because we don't have a recreation ground. So I believe that all these things put together form the first thing that we're going to, the first agenda or the project we're going to embark on.
Okay, lastly from me, Governor Soludo has been adjudged as a top educator. Can you just assess Governor Soludo in the next few seconds?
Assessing him, ranging from security, infrastructure, you can see that there is calmness in Anambra State. Calmness in terms of security, and also in terms of infrastructure. You can see so many roads have been completed, so many are ongoing, and he also made a promise to us on the issues of the projects that within the university. So I believe that the governor is doing a whole lot of things at the same time, and I believe he will do more than he's doing. So we believe in what he's doing.
Thank you, sir.